Ah, what did I do last time? Okay, first of all, that evaporating gas was no joke. It got away from me at some point, and I definitely looked back in panic and saw that it was that low, and I'm like, how did it get that low? Jesus. Maybe it did go away while I wasn't driving. It sounded like it was just going away from driving, or maybe I got a gas leak. Because like some damage happened. And I feel like there's like a leak-proof gas tank or something, which implies that gas tanks can leak, which is upsetting in its own way. Is it? I don't know if that is any lower than before. Okay. Are you leaky? I don't see any effects on it. Any bad effects on it? And my new all-terrain tires. And all of them are fine quality. Nah. Come eat some chemicals with me. Come eat some chemicals. This armored bumper is constantly low, despite being the strongest bumper so far, which means that I am just irredeemable to it. I am just the worst thing that has ever happened to this thing. Which, I mean, I guess has to be the case, because I'm the only acting agent here. That's not true. There are acting agents happening all over it. We don't know if they have brains or not, but they definitely are acting on it. Like how the rain acts on things. In fact, the rain is like one of the most destructive forces in the entire world. At least from the biased perspective of a geologist, which is me. Because I have a bachelor's degree in geology. And, like somebody that's into biology, like, wow, rain is so great, it's so good for all of life and so on, and that's true too. But like, holy shit, the destructive force of rain, just the simple fact of having water fall from the sky. Well, I built the perfect amount basically, except for what's going on. What's going on there? What's that? What's that mean? Oh, that's up here. My ceiling storage that's empty. Good use of my resources. No, not you. This one would be the good one, because it's only a 1 stack. How are we doing in here? Still 3 and 3. Partly because I just did that. I really should have checked here better, because I do have more putty here. So I didn't need to build more, because I have it just lying around in my base at the time. Do a basic revamp. Need one more ceiling kit to even out my supplies. Let's put you down here. Nap up that blowtorch and these this extra food and this bullshit and that bullshit. Let's throw that bullshit in the thingy. Cool light show. Ah! I can't pick up the. I can't pick them up because they're too big. Not you. No. Damn it. Probably should have left the big food in the thingy. I'm not making the most efficient choices right now. It's fine. This game is fully hooked on the idea of just never just letting me, automatically distribute shit. Like, imagine the quality of life of just being able to automatically put your stuff in your car. This is wood paneling? A wood panel? Oh, that'll look nice. And then my car, and I can make it I can make my car a station wagon. And then my steel panels can break, and then it won't be a station wagon. Didn't I just get research the thing lets me get armored panels, so I should definitely not put the thing on the current setup, because I then will lose it when I replace it with an armored panel. Yes, I did! The belching barnacle. It was relatively easy to guess what that was. In that it was the thing that keeps burping up acid into the sky. They have hit me with so many acid creatures in that zone that they are hard to distinguish from each other. We have armored panels. We don't have the sap crystals. Fuck. But I can only do 2 of them. So I'll do the 2 of the one. I'll do the 2 that I specifically want to replace with cool panels. This one damaged? Fragile. Fixed on. Why is it fragile? Are you fragile? Why are you fragile? You're not fragile. Why are you fragile? I don't know why it's fragile. Oh well. Gonna be armored panel now. But I wish I could make them all not fragile. Blom. Yeah, I need more thermosap crystals. We actively need thermosap crystals to make all of my armored panels and armored doors and armored everything. Alright, let's make you wood panel, because then it's a station wagon. Which is what I looked up. I looked it up. This car is partly based on a station wagon and partly based on the car that the owner drove. Which, fair enough. That does not look like wood paneling. Also, this decal has more durability than I expected. Okay, yeah, the wood paneling, it still has to match the armor, so the wood paneling is technically under it. But yeah, it's not looking amazing. Well, now I know that I don't waste these when I try one. It's apparently they have a decent amount of durability. So I can take a little bit more of a look at what this things look like. And also wait, and also lose my paint. That's sarcophagus? How is that sarcophagus? What an unhelpful name to call that. The sarcophagus. It does not in any way resemble sarcophagi. Who is Regis the Third? It's a desert landscape. That looks kind of badass on the red. Oh, there's the skull. Okay, so that's Regis. The same... It says matching paint when it's clearly not matching paint. It's literally me applying a decal when nothing nearby is a decal. I don't know, that notification almost never makes sense. That's a good decal. It's got this little skull guy on it. Mostly I just like the landscape a lot, but the decal's fine too. Okay, it's good to know that you can apply the whole thing in one go. Weird wagon. This is gonna be like green and brown or something. Ah, it's Mystery Inc. That's the joke. It's the mystery machine. Weird wagon. The mystery machine is MM. The weird wagon is WW. They put the letter upside down and made a thing out of that. They're being wacky boys. These are also flowers, I take it? Yeah, differently applied flowers. Amusingly, the 2 colors I'm doing here match the paint I was already using on each side. Why is it black on that part? Is it because that side's not painted yellow? Is this side red because I painted it red and that? This back panel's new and it's not yellow yet. So is this gonna make it a yellow version of the decal? Or is it gonna replace the decal? Okay, so you can paint the background. Okay, so it's not coincidentally matching the color. So this might not even be a red decal. In fact, that part's black. I guess it's a red beach. Yeah, I guess this is supposed to be a red beach, but a black landscape or something. Do 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 do. I think the red works a little better as an overall vibe. That's probably because 3 of the 4 panels were already red. What have I not tried yet? So that means the wood panel is... I don't know if that one will be influenced by the other raw color. Regis, camo. I don't think I want camo. Animal stripes. Why would I ever be interested in that? What kind of weirdo would care about having animal stripes in their car? Hello. What a chaos vehicle. Look at this thing. What have I done? Why has anyone put up with me? I can't put it there. Yeah, it is a decal, so it's not going to hit every boundary necessarily. Animal stripes on the top. Animal stripes on the back. Animal stripes on there. Flowers on that side. And then Regis on this side. Well, you can definitely tell what side the vehicle's facing, that's for sure. And applying it to the top applies it to the entire body, and that makes these parts more complete, but also realistically, they don't actually match the door. They're applied separately, so there's like a break in the pattern, which is funny. Can't apply them to wheels, which makes sense. Not to the bumper. Now the entire thing's covered in decals, so if you've been waiting for that moment to happen, fucking the monkey paw curled, didn't it? And I guess you just collect posters by breaking those stupid things, which is not very useful, but I mean, it's like a... I guess it's like a fun goal to poke at sometimes. Newsflash, Clearwater, April 20th, 1969. New developments today in the shocking case of the radioactive possum controversy. Excuse me? Local man Lyle McRoot says he knows what it is that causes the possums to fly, as well as to speak with the voice of late President Lawrence Koch. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The fuck are you talking about? Alright. So the question is whether or not he is a cryptid or he just, like, got absorbed partially by the exclusion zone when he came here in some way. Which feels like it'd be on the table. But that's because I think about Annihilation a lot. In particular, I'm in the specific place of I've never read Area X. And I've never read... Stalker or played the Stalker games. I don't remember if the book that Stalker is inspired by is called Stalker also, or if it's called Shadows of Chernobyl or some other thing. But the Stalker games are based on a book or book series that I also haven't read. Isn't it? Wait, no, it's called. Isn't it called like Something Side Picnic? Is that the one? I have a copy of that, I think. The one that has a bunch of lumpy mounds that might be graves on the cover that looks upsetting. I think I have a copy of that book. I'm trying to remember what it's called now. I think that's the inspiration for Stalker. I need to get to that. But, so I've obviously written a video essay about Annihilation and thought a lot about Annihilation. So it's just my point of reference constantly for this kind of stuff. So for me, it's really intuitive, the idea that existing in this space might override you with, might override your identity in some ways with what you're existing around. Poster. Oh god, create space, please. Two more posters. Why not? I'll just go side to side over here. Ooh, it's a guitar. That's better than posters. That's fun. Guitars mounted on walls are neat. I guess the other mark might be on the back. Malcolm. Okay. Neat. Here, there might be a better place to put the guitar, just for the sake of it. Ugh. Yeah, sure. Wait. Yeah, hang out next to my research station. Damn. I don't know. Did I rip all the bullshit out of here? Misclick. No. Let's get back to that. I really just noped out of that session the moment I got back. It was like a very long episode, and I was like, I need to stop. I need to stop and make this future me's problem. So I've officially gone on for too long. Did I already belch? God, this thing is full. Okay, that's fine. I don't. The handy thing is, I don't actually ever have to find stuff. That's just a thing. Well, I have to find. I need to know how to find my tools. So with these guys, I want to know where they are. And you also use paint manually by finding it. My paint thing is full. Well. But thankfully, from all your resources in the base, you just jam them into any locker, and you'll automatically retrieve them from the locker when you're doing any kind of crafting or researching, which means I don't have to grab them manually. Otherwise, if this series has been annoying with my use of base and stuff, it'd be much more annoying if you experience the Subnautica version of this, which is the one where I have to be able to know where all my resources are at all times. You might have not experienced what that's like. How did I not put this in? Wait, why do I have part 1? Wait, did I not? Oh. Number 1, part 1 and 2, number 2, part... That's a confusing naming scheme. I was like, isn't that the names of the thing that I just had? What's going on? Alright, whatever. Put all this stuff away. But yeah, in Subnautica, you have to manually craft with things in your inventory most of the time, or all the time. So I had a very careful series of lockers throughout my entire base. They were all carefully labeled and categorized via whatever system made sense to me, and I had to then be able to retrieve those things every time I wanted to craft something. It works in that game. It's kind of a fun little like way of having to navigate all that, but it is work. Large backpack! I'm not even gonna look at what that costs, like whatever else I need swamp coral for. Who cares? Large backpack. I've got the bigliest backpack of them all now. Look at it go. Dang. Still has this weird limitation of this middle thing, and it's also a 2D representation, so we don't get to use the... Like, there should be a whole layer back here, because this is my... This is the main compartment of my backpack, this whole giant rectangle. Then the smaller rectangle is the zipper on the back of my backpack. And this inventory space makes those two spaces about the same size. This one might, the zipper might even be bigger, which is obviously not the case. That's not how backpacks works. The giant compartment is way bigger, and the zipper on the back is smaller, but it's a bonus compartment for like putting separate stuff so you can sort your belongings. But because this is a 2D representation, this is very weird how it's used. I do kind of dig it. It recreates the idea of struggling to fit things places, but these long narrow spaces make absolutely no sense. These long narrow spaces don't exist in backpacks, and representing it as this weird 2D thing doesn't make them make more sense. It still is absolute nonsense. But at least I'll, on paper, be able to carry more stuff in this. Hopefully, it actually doesn't look like that huge of an upgrade overall, but whatever. I'm still gonna buy all the things I see in this thing, so. That's that. Ooh. Acid resist. If I can make more carbon fiberglass, I can afford to get a sealed suit for 30% acid resist, but I'll use all my chemicals, basically, which isn't great. God, so I definitely need more chemicals. This is even more acid resistance, and it's just more carbon fiberglass and chemicals. It doesn't go up a tier in cost. It's just the same resources, but more. Whereas some of these things I've never seen before. We definitely need more marsh eggs. It blocks theft! Oh my god, I need marsh eggs. And swamp coral for even goodlier anti... Oh, my backpack can also be anti-theft. And it's also completely obtainable. Just swamp coral, marsh eggs, and fabric. Things that we normally have access to. Ah. Can I pin these? Can I just like... I wish I could like have a thing on the top corner of my screen that's like, here's the things I want to gather enough of, and then be able to like track them. Piercing resistance, another damage resist. That's based on me just getting fabric and carbon fiber. I need a lot of fabric. Okay. Now that a lot of these upgrades are becoming more obtainable, I need a lot of fabric. Okay. Good to know. The amp engine, I'm probably never using this. It's an electric engine. That's terrifying to me. I don't think I'm ready to make that work. I need so many thermosap crystals. I don't even know what a limb magnet is. I don't think I can make them. So you must have to find them. And I've never seen one. I wish there was a system for highlighting which ones I can currently get. Okay, steel sheets plus this expanded locker. I can definitely afford this energy-wise, but we'll see if I have enough scrap metal. I'll do it at the end when I've looked at everything else I might want to do. Limb chips for the deco vend. That's not a priority. Liberator Mark II. I've never used a Liberator Mark I yet. Thermal vacuum. Let's get this thing researched because it hopefully will make my job better at getting the current things I really need. Can I craft one? I need thermosap crystals for the thermal vacuum. No! And they're expensive. Thank God the plasma scrapper is made of normal items that I have access to. I just made another one out of reverence. I don't think I even need another one. Look how easy it is to make the fucking plasma scrapper, and it feels great to use. God damn it. Game, give me thermo crystals. Everything needs them. Like basic tool. It's to the point where basic tools need them, which implies they should be common. And they probably are, but I don't see them. And they glow, so they would stand out. I'm just saying. Reinforced headlight, need a tour bus anomaly. I have the energy for it, but I don't know. But I don't know if I have the power to make one. Unclear. It looks like it also requires thermal crystals. I guess that makes sense. It's a light. But damn. Roof floodlights could be fun. Instead of my side floodlights. Yeah. In particular, it might make more sense than my current roof storage. I can always swap them out if I disagree with myself later. Is there a roof category? It's in the lights category, right? Swamp coral! I'm constantly blocked from making anything. I don't know why that sounded like a scale. Lead planet bullshit and the garbage and shit and the poopy butts. I could definitely make insulated panels and lead-plated things and anti-corrosive things. It's just that that's a lot of preparation. You're making an entirely separate set of doors and panels for particular, like, journeys, basically, and then swapping them out based on where you're going, and having all of that prepared in advance is kind of insane sounding to me. But you definitely can. This is gas on your roof. Yeah, so you ultimately... These later upgrades that sounded like they'd be upgrades for my main gas and battery are actually external upgrades for my gas and battery, which is good too, but it does mean that they're taking a specific spot, and you have to be sure that you even want to use that part of your stuff for that. A mobile workbench would be good, but I need Olympium fragments. I don't even know what those are. Just think about that. I don't even know what that is. The Lazarus device. I might just start recklessly inventing things. I'm still calling it inventing. You can't stop me. I can't stop me. That's the problem. Let's go ahead and grab up a expanded locker with my steel plates, because it seems like right now I mostly can't spend the points I'm gaining. This is not a great place for a locker. Outdoors. What a hard location to remember. When did my hotbar get bigger? I have 8 hotbar now. I had 6, right? Oh, my backpack probably, right? It has, yeah, it also has so many pockets for quick item access. Okay. Yep. So I gained 10 slots overall and 8 quick slots from, so I gained 2 quick slots. I went from 4 to 6 to 8. It getting 10 slots is slightly dampened by the fact that a lot of those, some number of those slots might be these long lines down the sides, but overall, the most items are just a 1x2, and those will fit anywhere, and they'll even turn sideways automatically when you pick them up. So the space mostly works. It's just big items. I have not gotten much better at all at carrying big items around. Okay, so If I want pneumatic lockers, I need unstable energy, which I don't. So all right. So expanded lockers are the dump of your stable energy reserves, and then unstable energy gets dumped into your pneumatic locker. It's just like here's where you can keep spending it. Once you you can also do it in the parts lockers. So in the long term, when you're trying to find corrupt energy and you're having trouble finding a use for your unstable energy, you just keep dumping it into making your storage space bigger. If I make a circuit board, I can get this auto vac thing just to blah blah blah. On some level, I feel like I'll just research everything if I can. Yeah, a circuit board is not expensive. Just to get it off my to-do list, potentially. And you never know when things might have like a side benefit that isn't immediately apparent. The Vargas vac. I turn it on over there, right? Yeah, okay. So I think that the way this works is you drop a thing on the thing, and then it's like, go get it, buddy! And then that item disappears into your backpack, and now it's in here. Because previously it was inside here, and you had to manually... Hello, basketball. And basketball was there. Yeah, previously you had to manually take it out of the machine and put it in the box to carry it around. Now, when it dispenses the box, it's in the box. Which is a handy thing for it to be doing. I apparently have a trash thingy. Whee! Oh my god! I'm so game for... I really like games like this. It's funny because I specifically... I was gonna brand this channel around being a survival channel, and then I ended up not really playing that many survival games in the long term, which is funny. But part of that is that so much of the survival genre is like online multiplayer games that are so janky that they feel like they're made in Gary's mod. I think about stuff like Ark Survival Evolved and its terrible interface and all these other issues, and just like they don't really, and they also like don't respect your time and feel like a slog. But specifically this like sub genre of games like Subnautica and so on, and this that are more polished and have nice interfaces and really tight loops and are single player. I do enjoy stuff like this quite a bit and like checking them out. I do not know what my quirk is right now, so I'm going to just ignore that. I do not know what it is. I feel like there's still a machine that I need to make. I have 2 hammers, 2 saws. I have a crowbar, which doesn't come up that much. They stole my flashlight. I remember them stealing my flashlight, which was very rude. I worked very hard on that flashlight. Flare gun, don't care about that. Thermal vacuum, can't hand vacuum. They stole all of my hand vacuums, which is rude. I definitely want to unlock the ability to not have them steal things from me in the future, if I can. And I guess maybe make another crude flashlight for my backlog of storage. I have so many bulbs now that I know I can retrieve them without damaging them, which is nice. Okay, things are going okay. And yeah, I've got a liberator in here, which lets you take parts off of cars, which is fine. Not the highest priority thing, but sure. Like, I feel like the only reason you want to use a liberator largely is just the fact that your car can suffer permanent damage, or you can permanently lose parts of your car and need to build a new one, is what I mean. Why is this not on my hotbar? It's literally the same category of item. I actually don't know if I need any more scrap metal or plastic. I mean, in the long term, or rubber. In the long term, you need these things just to keep the supplies up. This feels like a good habit to harvest this thing. I lost my train of thought a little bit. Oh yeah, you can have parts of your car break permanently and you lose them and then have to build a new one, but you have to go back to the base to do that. And at that point, a liberator might come in handy because you can remove the parts from cars you find that are wrecked and then put them directly on your car because you didn't break them, because doing this breaks them, obviously. So on that level, I can find a use for the liberator. And maybe there's sometimes I've never seen a cool thing on a car is the problem. So it's just like temporary replacements of like crude, shitty panels instead of driving around with an exposed slot, because when it's exposed, that's massively more vulnerable, I guess, than having even a shitty thing there. Thinking like Dark Souls 2 logic, where I think in that game there was a thing where you had a massive penalty if any of your slots were just naked. Like, it's like, oh, any armor in each slot is better than having a single slot that happens to have no armor. And I think having large numbers elsewhere didn't make up for it. You just really wanted to have every slot full or something. Blah, 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 blah. No one cares. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I've not seen a lot of use for the Liberator in the game. The game being cutesy about all of its descriptions makes it hard to know how useful some things are. The Arc Warp. One of the most important abilities the Arc device possesses is short-range teleportation, which is why we're only telling it to you now, 20 hours into the game. It can move the vehicle it sits inside, contents included, a short distance. This is ideal for getting your car out of situations where it might be stuck or has flipped. However, the matter reconstruction involved requires a great deal of energy, and if your battery can't provide that, the car is likely to be damaged. Oh, it takes power out of your bar. That's scary. I didn't know that was happening at the time. The Zone Receiver, these weird tapes we've found. Okay, everyone, the new receiver designs are ready, and I promise these ones won't be so edible. I'm being quite serious here, folks. Last year's rash of signal-hungry anomalies, the ones that would chow down on anything broadcasting across lower bands, absolutely tanked our comms budget and cut hundreds of us off from the outside world. The alloys we're using now, combined with the new standard frequencies, mean nothing's going to be chewing up our broadcast anymore. Now, let's get these deployed as soon as possible and make sure each has a recording cache fitted. And get those parts wielded on tight. I'm not letting another one of these fall into the hands of that self-proclaimed guerrilla radio group. Who knows what kind of nonsense signals they're picking up from the outside world. Or, even worse, beaming out. It's all on our heads. It's on all our heads if that happens again. That's why it was throwing me off. It's not the order I would have used those words in. If it's supposed to be secure against a guerrilla group, I don't think that's the case, because I just wander over and nab them. The Belching Barnacle. Alright, people. First of all, we have to stop calling these things geysers. A geyser launches a jet of water, not gas. These things are blasting warm air and whatever goo that this is. Got that? Have you got that? Well, I disagree with that, but okay. I'll get to that afterwards. Second, whatever you do, do not try to enter one. These things go deep. Turns out, the zone isn't just wrecking things above ground, and these are some kind of thin fissure resulting from the Earth's crust being scrambled up. They're blasting jets of warm air from as far down as the mantle. Third, these might not be entirely bad news. We think that they're acting almost like a valve that prevents greater pressure from building. This may be why the geological activity we expect in the Pacific Northwest has decreased. We hope to know more soon. In the meantime, not geysers, okay? Please stop calling them geysers. Please. Huh? What'd you say over there? Yeah, sure. They look like that. Call them barnacles. Whatever. The Belching Barnacle. I'm pretty sure geysers can shoot air. Underwater geysers. I'm thinking about underwater geysers. Yeah, hydrothermal vents. What are... Yeah, hydrothermal vents. Maybe this is a genuine debate. Because I think hydrothermal vents can shoot just gas, potentially. A lot of them do shoot just heated water, but I think they can also shoot gases. Yeah, an ocean vent sits over a deep fissure in the ocean floor. Ocean vents eject hot, often toxic, fluid and gases into the surrounding water. Yep. You'll have continuous vents underwater, and they can be gas. I remember learning that in geology. And people call them underwater geysers, but whenever I actually find any kind of... Yeah, deep sea geysers. They're definitely called geysers all the time, but I think when you get to the most official descriptions on particular pages, that they might call it. Sorry, I tabbed over to Blue Sky for 1 second and broke my train of thought. I think they might be called vents in the most official ways, I guess. Pickpocket. I'm upset to learn about these guys. Jesus. At this stage, I don't need to know who is responsible, but I do need you to understand that any provocation of these creatures will be an actionable offense. Deliberately luring them with any kind of bait only makes them both more accustomed and more persistent. At this point, I have lost literally millions of dollars in valuable parts and equipment. The Colonel being carried away in his porta potty is simply another symptom of lax discipline and disregard for the potential dangers of the zone. I will not hesitate to report any future negligence directly to the Major. Uh-huh. Oh, those things piss me off. Okay. The good news is all these parts technically aren't that expensive. The bad news is all the armored parts do require thermal crystals, which I need to find more of. They don't even cost that many of them each, but I do need to find this. I need to get a backlog of supplies on that thing so that those things can't ruin my life, because it's not that hard to get your part back in low stakes situations, but once things are going bad, it is genuinely not like, if I'm in danger, I'm not going to get out of my car, walk around in front of it, grab the thing that was stolen from me, then walk over and install it, then get back in my car when I'm like in acid rain or running from the storm. So I'm like, if those things catch me at bad times, I just lose. So I did this expedition to try to get a shortcut to this thing, and then it just failed. It just didn't work. That's weird. Also, I once again do not understand how this game works. So my goal is to go here. Okay, I guess I just click on it directly, I guess. But why can't I click on like most of these places? I have no idea what determines whether or not you can click on a place. It makes no sense to me. I have like explored this extreme up here. Can't go there. There's a mystery spot here. What if I want to explore that one? I don't know. It's just gone. I don't understand. I just do not understand what causes things to light up or not light up. It's weird because like they're already randomizing the entire map to have good and bad conditions, and then they especially have this like blockade of shitty condition spots. So you think that would be my primary motivating feature, but then a bunch of the map just stops lighting up. And I don't know if that's temporary, if it's based on my current configuration of explored spots. Like, F1 leads there. I have unlocked the freeway all the way to F1 to B1 to C3 to D1 to G1. I have a huge freeway unlocked. I cannot click on a single piece of that freeway. And like, this is my distance extreme. Maybe it's not useful because I can't discover new locations from that place, but like, I haven't discovered this place yet. I should be able to click there. Like, maybe I can't go there because I need to go here first for some reason, even though I have F1 already. You see what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense on the face of it, and it doesn't justify itself with any kind of logic. So whatever logic it is using, it just isn't surfacing to me to let me know what's happening, and that's also frustrating. But, you know, it's whatever. It's not a big deal. This one's full of anchors, which is exciting. I would like to go here to get there, potentially, because that's the plot point, but I don't know if it'll let me do that. This place is perpetually safe. The place attached to it is full of angry grapplers and rapidly depleting fuel. Can I not? This one is just your acid. The floor hurts, and we give you a lot of anchors. I think I'm going to do an expedition to go to this mystery spot where the main bad thing is that the floor burns you and the anchor and the storm will happen at you, which we just did recently anyway, and it wasn't that big of a deal. And it's only a second stop in, and that'll unlock a path to the quest location. And that's more reasonable than going through another place that drains your I don't want to go to places that drain your battery or places that drain your fuel. You could skip through this place very quickly, but I do need to be able to get enough fuel, enough arc to be able to escape. And this place is going to suck. I also just would like to go to a place that has tons and tons of anchor energy to stock up on it to get more extreme stuff. Do I? Is that what I want? I could use more unstable energy if they actually give it to me. But yeah, that's not really my priority right now, is it? I really do need more. I need more parts over everything else. I need to be able to safely scavenge. So actually, no, I think I want to get to the plot point. So maybe I just scavenge whatever I can from G1, and then I just blitz through C5 as fast as possible to get to the plot location. Let's go. I think we'll go ahead and do that. C5 is gonna suck. Fuel is rapidly evaporating, and there's Swift Storm and Angry Abductors. I might briefly stop for some... Oh, there's not even limb energy there, it's low. It's also low here, so that's not a great showing all around, actually. This one has a maximum amount of resources. No! This place had no resources. It would just be a chance to stock up on Klim, but nothing else. I am able to research this separately, and technically activate both of them as destinations. So yeah, a place you would want to look out for is places that have a large amount of the mineable resource meter, because a lot of the stuff I need is that category. Man, I do not want the tons of mineable resources space to be the place where I lose a lot of fuel. Because I'm afraid of that status effect now with how bad it went last time. That's rough. Well, I'll just make my way through and I'll keep head on a swivel for spotting good mineable resources, because I believe all of the stuff that I can vacuum up counts as that kind of thing. And, I still haven't unlocked the ability to craft better parts of my car, right? Where would I even... would that be here? I don't even know where that would be. Mobile workbench. I need 20 Olympium fragments. I definitely want the ability to craft the good stuff. So that means even if I get the stuff I need for a thermal crystal, I can't actually get one. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go G1, C5, because I do want... This gives me the resources that I want, but I have to be careful not to obliterate myself. This will give me a bunch of anchor stuff, but while I have been finding ways to spend the anchors I'm getting, when it comes to all the stuff I actually want to unlock, the barrier right now is not the anchors, it's every other resource. I remembered. And this has been our usual 40-minute intro to every session. I'm trying to imagine if this was my old format of having like 30-minute episodes and what it would feel like. I would literally just have an entire episode at the base. And then multiple episodes of that'd make up a single run. Like I'd have to be like every like couple of locations I visit is an episode, and that's the whole episode. And then every time I got back to the base, like here's one of my chill garage episodes where I just do a bunch of garage work. That's just the pacing of the game. I guess that was the loop of the Subnautica playthrough, is I had that kind of like variety to it where I would just spend an episode or two at a time building my base and like sorting my resources, but I also was prone to doing a lot of off-screen work in that playthrough to try to make up for how the pacing was going. Alright, so Azure facilities are a priority, I believe, because Azure facilities are still prone to having the resource types I want, like gas canisters and chemicals. In fact, those two are usually in the same locker. And I do want fabric. So I do have a general use for a lot of resources that are technically around in a lot of buildings. I don't have a great understanding of what's in your average building. I haven't really been keeping track. I nab up everything because it'll probably come in handy, and the game's pretty good at having most resources be relevant enough that you're not just stockpiling them infinitely. Never mind, I can't confidently say that. I do not have a census of what's currently in my lockers. There's no place where the game gives you meters or total sums, so I actually do not know how much I have anywhere. So ignore me. I am speaking out of my ass. For all I know, the game is extremely wasteful and does not give me any way of using entire categories of items, and I just haven't noticed that has been happening. Poor unfortunate. I never got another ceiling kit. Whoops. Well, if I need it, I'll get it. There's fuel in this thing if I want it. There's a house right there. Let's actually turn you off. Hi, stop waving at me. What was I thinking about? Whatever. Alright. There's a pneuma tube here. That'll give us the lore. No, it didn't. It gave us another decal. White stripes. Well, I hear Icky Thompson. Let's back into Mexico. I don't remember the words very clearly. That song's actually old now, I think. Is it like 2000? Oh god. It can't be from 2008, can it? If it's 2008, then I'm almost twice as old as I was when that song came out. Like, it would have come out when I was 18, and I'm 35 this year in a couple months. Or maybe already by the time this comes out publicly. I don't know what the schedule will be. My birthday's in April. There. Math solved. I've always had a nice, easy birthday for age math, which is that... Hello, Bigfoot, with an Illuminati eye? I don't like that. I don't like the foot eye. I don't like eyes on parts of bodies that make a lot of contact with things. Like, I never liked eye hands, palms and things. You're like, oh no, buddy, that hand is gonna touch all sorts of things. And you're gonna put pressure on your eyeball when you This is splitting hairs, but I've technically used fuel. But I can technically get more fuel while I'm parked by a fuel thing, I guess. In my tiny fuel can. I really should. I forgot. I just like the convenience of where it is, but it's honestly an obsolete object. I should almost remove it from the car just to get rid of the temptation to use it. Except for the fact that I could lose my fuel can, and then I would be missing it. But I definitely need a bigger fuel tank so that I can extract more fuel from those kinds of vehicles faster. Both because, unlike at my base, which that other upgrade sounds like it's for, ooh. Oh, it's that thing. Hello, it's an Adra thing. Great. There are huge benefits to being able to pump stuff faster when you're actually in danger, obviously. Because you spend less time in danger. Don't fall outside. I will have trouble finding you. Fabric. Yeah, that's a reason to check out buildings like this. Yep, they have rubber and fabric scattered around. And, well, I meant buildings in general, but obviously I want to check out Adra facilities because they also have chemicals and they have chemicals and gas canisters, which I need for basic shit to make my hammers and my putty. Good finds. Why don't you kick yourself out? You're an immigrant too. It's a very nice. I do enjoy that line. But I take issues with how Americans generally treat any kind of outside group because it's a lot of it's just fueled by racism and not great. Obviously, I say obviously as if it's a solved issue and everyone agrees. There's a lot of stuff in life where it's like, but it's illegal, and my response to a lot of it is like, well, then get a better avenue for making it legal and treating people better, and then everything goes better. Because the current fear-mongering thing is just, it's all political. It's not actually based in reality for the most part. Ba-doop-ba-doop. And I enjoy the little reality check of that song, just having the little line that's just like a little reminder of like, none of us are from here. If you're not a native, then none of us Americans are from America originally either. Damn, discourse suddenly in part 35 of this playthrough. It's not that high, but damn it. I'm taking my sweet time. A steel door. Coming into the ring with a steel door. Maybe not the most efficient thing, but I don't want to haul something that big. What a pain in the ass. Alright, and we're out of the freeway zone. The highway. Which I probably spent more time on than I really meant to do, but who cares. I've got a starting hall. I wish the Adra building had more of what I usually hope for, but the plasma thing was broken, and everything else just wasn't going great.